Hi, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good, good. Let's see you guys here. Now there should be a chat feature. Do you guys see the chat feature? If you click on that, that's going to be a great place to ask questions throughout the time. Okay, good. Andy found it. Yes. So you guys can hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Yes, awesome. Perfect. Okay, good. Good. And we're going to wait just a couple minutes just to make sure everybody has time to get in. I do ask that you mute your individual part. It looks like most people are muted. It's just if we don't, then there's lots of feedback and dogs barking and different things like that. And so how's everybody feeling? You can kind of type in the chat about how, if you're worried, if you're like, oh, this is going to be fine. How are you guys feeling about this? Kind of so-so. I do not. So the question is, do I want video turned on or video turned on? That is up to you. I have the video on just so that you can see I'm here. You can have the video on if you want, but you do not have to. I do request that you mute yourself though, and it sounds like everybody's muted because you get kind of a background repeating and there's various things that happen. So just mute yourself, and then you can type questions to me as we get started. So I'm glad that you guys were able to find the link. That's good. We got a nice, good group here. Good. I'm very glad. Very, very glad. And we're going to talk about several things, how the online is going to work, your project, all sorts of different things. So we're just kind of chilling for just a second, just so people can find, see if I get any last minute emails from people that can't find the way to access it. And so I am going to take just a minute and I am going to share my screen. And then we are going to get started. And at any point, like I'll pause a couple of different times during the presentation today. At any point, if you have a question, all you need to do is type it into that chat and I'll see it for the entire time. And I can stop and answer the question, or we'll kind of go back and forth. Just remember, your chat is going to everybody. So if you need to talk to me privately about something, you can email me, or you can actually send it to me privately. Just be sure you're sending the chat privately. Okay, I am going to share my screen and I am going to get started with the PowerPoint. Okay, and now I got to get my chat up because I want to be sure to see the chat as I'm talking about the PowerPoint. So don't hesitate to type anything that you need to in there on the chat. Okay, I am going to go ahead and get started. So what we're talking about today is really our transition from our regular classroom into the online learning environment. And I just want to reassure you that I've been doing this for a while. So I started teaching online in 2008. So I think that I've got some tricks up my sleeve to hopefully make things a little bit more comfortable for you. So let's talk about what is staying the same and what's changing. So the same, what you've been used to, is you're going to be able to access all of your lectures through Canvas. So the videos, they will be uploaded the same way that they've always been. Your homework is in WebAssign, so you're going to continue doing your homework in WebAssign, and we will continue to have class on Tuesdays at 11 for a weekly overview. Now, that's only going to last about 30 minutes because Zoom is limited all of us to 40 minutes. So I can't do a lesson for anything more than 40 minutes. We also are dealing with Wi-Fi issues literally across the state, across the nation, because every person that's working and every student is now online. And so we are limited to how much time that we can spend live. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to see your lectures on Canvas. Your homework is going to be WebAssign. And then at 11 o'clock every Tuesday, we're going to get together and we're going to chat about the week. And I can answer any overarching questions, and we can go from there. Now, if you are in a rural environment and your Wi-Fi is not strong, these will always be recorded. They will always be recorded and they will be posted. So some things that are different. We will not have a scheduled class on Thursday. I will be doing my office hours inside Zoom. So basically, if you need to talk to me, you want to come into the Zoom classroom and talk to me, just like you would come into my office and talk to me. And it's kind of like a FaceTime video chat. I've got a whiteboard, lots of different things that I can do on there. Your tests, your quiz, and your final exam will be inside WebAssign. And that's a change, okay? Because usually your tests and quizzes and your final exam are written, but you'll be doing those inside WebAssign. And the last thing that's different is that your tests and quizzes are timed. So you will have an hour and a half for all of those, which is a little bit more than our class time. If you have a DSS letter and you've given that to me, then I have that and I will make those adjustments accordingly. So sometimes students with DSS letters have extended time, and I will make those accommodations based on that letter from DSS. I've gotten a couple of letters from DSS where they've just emailed them to me directly, and then I just acknowledge through email that I've received it, and I will do those adjustments. So all of that will happen. So this is what's the same and what's different. So where do we go if we need help? So what if we don't know what to do or what it looks like or anything like that? So when we go into Canvas, and I show you some of the things inside Canvas, I have a module that has lots of different links in there. It'll be online resources. There's a discussion on how to get help for things inside Canvas. There's a discussion on how to get help for math. So all of that's kind of the first place that you can go. If you're having issues with WebAssign, there is a tech support. I have not heard of any issues with WebAssign, and usually they keep us pretty informed. A lot of my colleagues use a program called MyMathLab. That is not what we are using, and there has been some issues with MyMathLab. But as far as WebAssign goes, I have not heard of any issues, and they do kind of keep me in the loop. But that is a tech support. That's how you can contact them. Montevallo still has tech support. If you're having issues with your computer, if you're having issues with access to Canvas or anything like that, you can submit a ticket through the website, you can call them, or you can email them. And then, of course, you can always email me. Now, sometimes I'll have to refer you back to Montevallo Tech Support, but you can always email me and we can problem solve that together. And so I'm going to pause right there. If anybody has any questions about those two slides, I'm just going to pause and answer those questions. And again, you can type those questions in at any time. You can type those questions in at any time, and I'll be sure to see them. Okay, I have experienced this already. I don't know if you guys have experienced it in your house, but there will be times when you feel as if your internet is super, super slow. Possible reasons for that is there are multiple people trying to attend class online. You may have some brothers and sisters that are now home from college or even in the K-12 system that are now doing everything online. And so you're gonna have multiple people vying for the internet. Your parents or older brothers and sisters may be working from home. My husband is working from home, which I was not expecting, and so he is doing patient visits from home through Zoom. So that is an adjustment that we have had to make, and and so him and I have had to kind of plan our day. So he's going to see patients in the afternoon. I'm going to be available for students in the morning. And so that is what him and I have worked out. I also have 2 children that are home from college, and they need to be online as well. So we've got lots going on in our house. So you kind of have to think about that. Do you live in a rural area? I have not heard any of you talking about that. I did have a student yesterday saying that she lived on a marina and that was an issue, is getting reliable internet. So that could be an issue, is that your house is just in a rural area where the signal is not that great. If you have a sibling that is gaming, my son games all the time. He can only do it at night because he knows that his dad and I need the internet during the day. That is a big use of the broadband and the Wi-Fi. So if you're having trouble, check and see if a sibling is gaming. Do you have family members streaming the TV, like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus? Okay, that is another issue that comes up, is when you've got people watching TV. That takes a lot of bandwidth. So be aware of that. So those are some possible issues that you are going to run into. Some of the solutions that you can do, and we are doing this in our house, consider working at off times. My daughter likes to take her tests and stuff late in the afternoon. So that's outside of when I'm online for students and my husband's online for patients. You can use your phone. So just turn the Wi-Fi off on your phone, and that will be and you can use the LTE. And we've had to do that quite a bit at Montevallo because of the Wi-Fi. Work out a schedule with others in your home to be online at different times. And that's a very real possibility, is that you're going to have to do that, is you're going to have to kind of break up when you're online. And that's exactly what we've done in our family, is we have broken up that time so that we can be online when needed. The last thing that you can do, McDonald's and Starbucks have committed to keeping their Wi-Fi open if people need to come to their parking lot to have access to the Wi-Fi. Please stay in your car. Please practice social distancing. Don't get in a situation where you're around other people just to get access to Wi-Fi. So those are some possible solutions. And I am going to answer some of these questions. I had several questions in the Zoom group chat. The first one is, do we have Access WebAssign through Canvas or Cengage? WebAssign is how you do your homework. So WebAssign is what you've been doing your homework on all of the semester. So that's not changing. So the WebAssign is a Cengage product. So that is, there isn't a link inside Canvas. You just kind of go to webassign.com or cengage.com. The next question is, with the tests and quizzes, do we have multiple attempts, or is it going to be just one chance? Okay, so on the quizzes, you will have 2 attempts for every problem. Okay, so if you take the quiz and you don't like your grade on the quiz, you can retake it. And that's how that works with your quizzes. For the test, you only get 1 attempt for the test, but you will have a practice test that looks just like the test. So if you take the practice test, that's going to be a situation where it's just different problems that you can use, and that you can see what the problems look like. And literally the practice test is going to be exactly like the test, so that you can get in there and practice. Okay, let me know if I didn't answer those questions and you need more information about that. And feel free to type in as you go. Okay, now we're going to talk about how to be successful in will the practice test be timed? The practice test will not be timed. I can't let you do multiple attempts if it's timed. So the practice test will not be timed. I would give yourself a time, just so you can kind of see how you're doing. So that should work. That was a great question. Thank you. How to be successful in online classes. It's very similar to how to be successful in the face-to-face classes. You want to work 1 hour every single day on math. Okay, you need to set that time apart to work on the math. You want to devote Tuesday and Thursday class time to this class. Okay, when you are watching, when you are thinking about this class, watch those lectures. You want to take notes during the lecture. The same way that you take notes when I'm in class, you want to take notes the same exact way. Okay, you've got to do your homework. You've got to do your homework. Whoops, sorry about that. Here we go. You've got to do your homework. Okay, if you're not doing your homework, you will not be successful. Okay, check your email and check Canvas multiple times a day. I will send stuff out to you every Tuesday. So kind of think about your mathematics week as kind of Tuesday through Monday. So Tuesday, after we do our weekly overview, I will send you out exactly everything that you need for the week. That will also be posted in Canvas. That's not going to change. Once I tell you what you need to do on Tuesday, it's not going to change. Okay, so you don't need to worry about checking your email every day in case something changes. You just need to be sure that you're checking your email in Canvas to stay on top of things and to stay on top of the due dates. You need to create a calendar or edit your current calendar as needed for the online classes. So on your calendar, you want to put on there Tuesday, 11 to 11:30, class with Alicia. You want that to be on your calendar. A few of the dates have changed slightly. All the dates on there are up to date. Your project's due April 21st, and then your test is due April 24th, which is a Friday, and then you've got your final exam. So we've got a couple of weeks to work on things, but definitely look at that and make sure you're on top of when things are due. If you need help, email the instructor, go to virtual office hours, post in the discussion. You need to be functioning the same way that you would be if you were on campus at Montevallo. Okay, it's just that our classroom is now Canvas and my office hours are now Zoom. So we really want to make sure that you're staying on top of things. Treat this like we are still meeting several times a week. So Tuesday and Thursday, that's your math time. Watch those lectures and go from there. Okay, I'm going to pause just for a second to see if there's any questions on that, and then I'll move to the next screen. Okay, I'm going to go to the next screen. I'm sure... Okay, this is a great question. Will quizzes be open note like we did in class? Yes, your quizzes will be open note and they will be open video. Yes. And then, you could even talk to each other. For the quizzes, your numbers will be different. So I don't want you to assume that you have exactly the same problem. You will have the exact same directions, but your numbers might be different from the next person. But yes, they will be open note like you've got in class. Your tests won't be, but your quizzes will be. Great question. Thank you. Okay. You probably received some information about A, B, C, D, and F grades. So you can either accept the grade that you earn or you can turn to a pass-fail. The absolute best person to talk to you about that is going to be your academic advisor. That is going to be the very best person to talk to. What I will need from you is for you to ask questions and you I think you can decide class by class. So I think you could take your grade in English and not take your grade in psychology, however you want to do that. The reason that somebody might choose to not take the grade and take pass-fail, if you are trying to stay qualified for a scholarship, or if you are an athlete that has to stay eligible to play athletics, then you may want to, if you've got a low grade in a class, you may want to take the pass-fail option. The pass-fail option, so if you got a D or a C in a class, the pass-fail option counts as credit towards your degree, but it does not count towards your GPA. So that is why somebody might choose to take the pass-fail option. It is to benefit you. It is not here to trick you. It is completely and totally to benefit you. I am happy to kind of brainstorm and talk about that with you. It's going to be your academic advisor that has the most up-to-date information on that. So that is going to be the person that you will talk to the most. Okay, I have a couple of questions. Laura and Natalie, I need to think on that. So I will try to figure that out. For the 2 quiz attempts, will they be averaged or is it the higher grade taken? That's a great question. Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. It's the higher grade. So whichever one you do the best on, that's the grade that I keep, is the higher one. Excellent question. Thank you. Okay, and you can keep typing. I am going to move on to our Canvas so that we can look at that. But please don't hesitate to continue to ask questions. Okay, so what I have right here is the your module, your homepage inside Canvas. Okay, so this is your pre-calculus Math 144 class. This is where I posted the announcement for today's live session. We've got lots of things that you've already done. You know, your beginning of semester files, your unit review, and we've also done polynomials. So all of those are in the past. Where we are right now is this resources for online learning. This has got some different things in there for you to reference if you need it. One of the important things right here is my schedule. So, oh, whoops, I'm sorry. That first one is moving. That, I'm sorry, I wanted my schedule right there. Okay, I apologize. I've got the wrong thing up. Give me 1 second to pull up my schedule. And I will have that for you. Here it is. Okay, and I will correct that link. That link is wrong. Here is my schedule. As you can see, on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm teaching the overview, and it's more of just what's going to happen during the week. And then I'm in office hours all the other times on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so you click on a link the same way that you clicked on the link to come to this live class. In the afternoon, that's when my husband is online. And so I'll be doing grading. I'll be recording the lessons for you. I'll be creating the lessons for you. And that's what I'll be doing each afternoon. Still email me. Still posting the discussion. I'll be in my office working during the afternoon, and so I can usually get back to you pretty quick about that. So that is my online schedule, and I will get that link replaced as soon as we get off, and I'll have it right there. General questions for online learning. This is where you're just not quite sure how to do something. So you post it right here, and you say, "Hey, Alicia, I'm not accessing the right Zoom." And you can just ask it right here and I can answer it and other people can see it. So there's one for online learning, and then there's also one for general math content questions. So if you're stuck on a problem, hey, I've got one. Oh, I've got a couple. Okay, so I will get those answered. I will get all of these answered today. Okay, and so I was in there yesterday, and I think they got posted later. Yes, I will get those answered for you. Then we've got, this is the link to the class that we're in right now. So you can click on that link, and it'll open Zoom up for you. This is like Harmon Hall when we go in, and you come to class in 120 in Harmon Hall. Okay. Then this is the link to my office hours right here. So that is like you go into my office. So be aware that the 11 a.m. link is different than the office hours link. You want to be sure that you've got those two separate. Okay. Now, the next one is your WebAssign Help Desk. WebAssign Help Desk. That's the same thing that was in the presentation. So you can just kind of click on that. And then we've got our Montevallo Help Desk. So these are some different things that you can go to. And I will replace and put my schedule up there so you can have it. Right here, weekly overview presentations for the online transition. Tuesday, your class overview, that's today. This is the PowerPoint that I just went over, and this is your assignments for this week. So here is what you're going to do this week. And so for this week, you are going to watch a video lecture on 5.1. Then you're going to watch a video lecture on 5.2. And then you're going to do homework 5.1 and 5.2. Okay. After that, the upcoming assignment that you have is your project is due on April 21st. Okay, so you are going to, you'll get this every week. This is for this week, and this is what you need to focus on this week. And that I will email that out to you as soon as this is over. The other thing that I will do is I will post this video right here for every week. Now, Unit 3, that's the unit we're in. So take a look at these dates. Some of these dates did change. Okay, your quiz is April 17th, homework and test is April 24th. Now, if you look right here where it says Chapter 3 and Chapter 7 videos, this is a PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint for 3.1. So you are going to, if you want to, you don't have to, if you want to, you can download this PowerPoint and you can use this as you're taking notes. So it may be a good way, especially because like here's some properties that we're going to write down. And the other thing that happens is then you've got the graphs that I'm talking about. Okay, so you're going to have access to that. You can print them off and you can do whatever you'd like to with them. So that is also an important aspect of using those. Zoom is telling me I am limited on time, so I'm on a clock. Now, as soon as this is over, I'm going to do the video for 3.1 and the video for 3.2. Okay. Here is your WebAssign for that. Your WebAssign right here. Those are your 2 assignments. Those are the only assignments that you've got working on. Notice that your target due date for those is April 6th. And your due date, your actual due date for those is the day of your test, and that's April 24th. But don't wait until April 24th to do that. I want to be sure that we get to talk about our project. I want to be sure that we talk about our project. Your project has 10 problems on it. By the end of this week, you will be able to do all of those except for the very last one, and that's a systems of equations problem. So we will have to see. I may have to omit that problem completely, but I will definitely communicate that with you. These are some review videos. You've got your piecewise function, your inverse function, and your rational function. These are all reviews. So you can look at those and make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so here we go. You can work on this with each other. You can work on this with anyone in any of my classes for 144. Okay, but do notice you're signing an integrity statement saying that you did not work on this with a tutor. You want to look at this, I'll answer questions for you. I won't do the problem with you, but I will answer any questions that you have about it. Please look at those videos. Those videos are a very, very good way to work on your project. Okay, and so the videos, and a lot of times, like the first one is rational, so go ahead and watch your rational video while you're working on the rational problem, and watch the inverse. Inverse is something that sometimes students struggle with, so be sure you're watching the inverse as you are doing that. So let me make sure that I have covered everything, and I will send an email out about this. I noticed that too, so I'm going to change this right here. So it is 3.1, 3.2, 3.1 and 3.2, and I will get that fixed right now. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Will you be posting the grades for the last quiz and test soon? Yes, I have those graded. I thought that I'd already posted them, but as you know, things have been incredibly crazy. So I will get back and I will get those posted. The same thing came up last class, and I was like, oh, I thought you guys had it. So I do apologize for that. Yes, Christopher, thank you. I just fixed that with the 5.1 and 5.2. So I apologize for that. The next question, is there a limit to the group number? No, there is not a limit to the group number. All 25 of you can work on this together if you would like. And there's Google Hangouts. You guys can have your own Zoom account. I just created one. You don't have to, but you can create a Zoom account and you can work on the project together. And I would encourage you to do that. I know you probably have Google Hangouts, FaceTime, and I know Facebook has one now. So any of those you can use to work on the project together. Zoom is telling me that I have 3 minutes left of my 40. I'm only allowed 40 minutes to do a session. What else can I help you with? What else do you need from me? Okay. I'm trying to, there we go. Okay. So it looks like that I've got all of the, oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm glad that just seeing my face and kind of talking about all this, and we will learn together. And I want to make sure that this doesn't hurt you. You still have to work. You still have to do what you need to do. But I also want you to know that I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that this huge transition does not hurt you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So is there anything else I can do for you guys? My last class got to see my dog, but my dog's somewhere else. A big storm came. We had to come inside. Okay? Please, I'll be online at noon in my office hours. Click that link if you need it. And I'm going to get on there and fix those couple of documents for you. I'm very glad. Anything that I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask, and don't hesitate to come to the office hours. You are very welcome. Zoom is about to cut me off, guys. I'm sorry. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Great. I will see you guys soon. It's going to cut me off. Bye, guys.